Hey everyone, welcome to Heyu Maps. Just doing a quick sound test here. See if I can get all this right. I keep having problems with my sound, so I've learned let's fix this early on. Seems to be okay here, so I think we'll go with that. Right. So I've made a lot of progress since the last last one of these. Turn my music down. And I wonder if that affected everything. Perfect. All right. I've added a few things. Most likely going to have some problems with polygons in the end, and that's because a lot of these trees are going to end up drawing in sections that I don't really want them to draw in. So here's a good example of a lot of Viz leaves down here will probably end up drawing while players are playing down here. But anyway, just to show off some of the changes since the last session. This has gone through a few different revisions as far as textures on the outside of it. I've added a little bit of detailing, little bird Easter egg up here, and I've also done some rock work on this back wall. Red to draw players' attention over to this area. Slightly worried about players going right now, but oh man, I forgot it. I need to change that. It's a little more neutral. Didn't want yellow so much in this map. In fact, I'm going to try to remove all instances of yellow that I find. Places. There's an example on there. Really starting to get into color now. Color matching. What I want to avoid is a lot of these jungle maps have had this problem is not being able to see the forest for the trees, I call it. So you need to have a plane line. Like everything needs to be cut to where you have a horizon line in the upper third. If anyone's not familiar with focal points and thirds, you can cut your art into 9 different pieces, and your focal points should lie on the corners. So trying to really focus on that now. Also creating squares within art. So this here is an example that might be a little too low. Or I might want to bring something else in there. Of course, this kind of does that, or I can do that with this building. But you want to think about that with each kind of frame. So you want to think of this as like a piece of art. Players are going to continue to come through this time after time, which is the beauty about video games is kind of each one of these frames I view as art, you know, so triangles, again, so there's one there that I try to create. And one move I did is actually, it felt awkward having this doorway come out of the beginning here. So I've actually twisted it over to the side and considering putting like a plank or something, or maybe even connecting those two. But I want blue players to kind of come out this way, force them out over this way versus this awkwardness that I had going on. Other updates is I'm going to show you some optimization updates that I went through. Just in case you're new to the game, hopefully you can catch on to some things I'm talking about. So all of this has been changed and updated. I still have a little bit of work to do here. I'm just kind of probably going to ignore it for a couple sessions and cycles and continue on. I'm testing some different textures. Not happy with this. I'll probably have to do something custom. I think I've cycled through like 5 different textures now. Nothing seems to work. This is a floor texture from Egypt. It's about the closest I think I've come. Something that works, but it's not what it needs to be. I've really done some work on this waterfall. Could do more, but I'm questioning polygon count. And then I'm going to need to perfect the skybox behind this and really figure out like what is this going to look like. Is this the end of the horizon line? Is there mountains behind this? So the 2D skybox is probably going to need to be made custom. No work done over here yet. And then I'm trying to create some mountains and what looks like a walkway. I've added a couple of gators in here. Kind of wish these were hippos. I don't think that's going to happen in enough time, and may even rip these gators out. I kind of want to avoid this feeling or looking anything like Louisiana or the Bayou or anything like that. So that's a good reason why they may come out. I gotta figure out why there's a tree growing out of this stone here, because that was stone. So today I'm probably going to work on this section. What I want to do is make sure that it looks cool, but neutral enough to where players are not drawn over to this area. That's the last thing I want is a demo man going, hey, oh, there's a point over there, or something like that. So got a lot of work to do on that. And and then the big thing is I've reduced the size of the map substantially. I could probably do a side-by-side here. I forgot how to turn this fade off. It's probably the... What is that causes that? Yeah, it's fine. Anyway, so let's open up an older version. Just kind of pull out. So you'll see there's just a lot of extra area in the map. The map is getting to the point where it was taking 14 minutes to compile, which is nothing compared to what I used to experience back in the day on slower computers. But I tried to substantially reduce the size of everything. And then I've also made sure that my floor is all no draws and there's no space in between. So it's some, I'll show you. Just the whole idea to get to this point was really proving out a concept on a play, a level that works well, and that's really all you want to focus on in those early stages. Look at all this nastiness under here. So I really created a big box early on, and it makes the engine have to draw all these extra additional viz leaves. It has to cut the planes in a lot of different extra ways that you don't want. So closed up all those areas and also closed up the side. So most of that's gone now, and the map, like I said, is substantially smaller around the edges. So let me know if you have any questions as we work on this today. Happy to answer any questions. Just like my chat's out for some reason, but let's see if I can refresh this. Might help. Weird. All right, so let's get to work over here. Texture. I've been catching up on Severance, the second season, if anyone's watching that, but found some lo-fi beats recently that I thought looked great. Works really great for mapping. So to really figure this out. So I'm going to cut the draw plane. Nothing draws behind this. Appreciate everyone joining tonight. Let me know if you can't hear it. My chat is all out. See if I can do something about that. Here we go. Hey Wendy, finally got my chat working. Oh no. So creating displacements now, you want to make sure that everything is connected, but I don't know how you would explain this, by like square pieces. So as you can see, each one of these planes connect at each corner. If you don't do that, it won't stay sewn throughout the process if you're new to this. So let me make sure I brought all this down low enough. It's a little too low, so I might fix that later, but just go to displacement, create. I go to the lowest power possible at this stage. If I need to go higher, I will go higher. The lowest you can go is 2 powers of 2. This helps keep your polygon count down. So I'm just going to do a quick alpha. When I messed that up, so hold on. I forgot to select these 2 planes right here. So displacement, create, lowest power possible. And I'll even show you if you go to 1, it'll just default to 2. It's because you cannot mathematically select anything lower than power of 2. Alright, so actually let me do this first. That up. Hey, the big man, I have a question for you. I got this error whenever I load up my map here, up again in Hammer. There's error Hammer, fatal error, polygon, no access found. I haven't heard that one. I'm not sure if you're in the Team Fortress 2 maps forum. Generally what I do when I get an error like that is I'll just go in their search, and sorry if you do this already, but or I've tried this approach already, but I usually will go into their search, and you'll find that usually some user has come across that type of stuff already. So I just need to create this one, and then you'll generally find that's an answer like that. So okay, Wendy, I'll check that out. But let me know if that helps out the big man. I'll even show you. Jump in the TF2 maps if you can see this. Okay, but what was it? Fatal error. Just curious. So someone got one in 2017. It was a little dated. So a lot of things have changed since then. Working on it, yeah, I gotta fix that. find the Erebus. So. Interesting. Sometimes something that will happen too that you can check is you can go to all your triggers like this. So I was having an issue like that early on where if you double check on it, you want to just bring your origin back to 0. For whatever reason, these origins will get way off, and it'll try to compile this outside of the playable area. So that's another thing that you could try. See if that helps. But yeah, that's usually, unfortunately, there's not a lot in there right now, for whatever reason. Yeah, I might end up needing a bigger waterfall prop. This is going to end up using a lot of polygons. I need a wider one, actually. And I don't think there's one in the game. I was looking at this earlier. I think both of these are kind of small. Or I think this is the smallest, like thinnest one, as you can see. Let's test that theory. Yeah. Same size. Bigger. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, ideally I would need something that's just not so junky like it is now. So yeah, it sounds like you feel like you've been putting a lot of work into it, and then all of a sudden you hit a, I know that feeling. Like, I just want to play this thing. This does not look good. What's that water rock I'm looking for? More. This. Feeling a little too high right now. Back to this now. Anyway, yeah, I don't know if anyone else has been watching Severance or not, but caught up on episode 7 today. The series seems to be just as good as the last season so far, for me at least. Don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, I've been watching the Lo-Fi Beats, and the Lo-Fi Beats video kind of spoiled one of the things that happens in the thing, so Be careful of that if you like watch the lo-fi beats thing online. Alright, so gonna add some shape to this now. Oh, smooth. I feel like displacement work can be a lot of fun, but kind of tedious at times. It's just like really rewarding when there's some of this junk out of here. Wendy, I'm not sure if you're still there, but I've been worried about using up resources on this map for stuff like potentially having hippos in the water. Additionally, hippos I don't think would swim around kind of like these crocs do. I feel like they'd be a little more stationary or just kind of hanging out maybe, and then go after people. And this isn't bad. Okay, there we go. Really wish it would just auto sew for you. I mean, it kind of auto sews for you, but yeah. Anyway, kind of want those hippos, but I know people are trying to mad rush get this thing ready, so. But yeah, for anyone had an idea of kind of hippos hanging out here in the water, but then I was like, that'd be actually kind of a cool other map. It was like Hungry Hippo style map, so I might just hold on to that for something else. But this is most likely my last with the SDK King release, my last Team Fortress 2 map, I've decided. So I'm trying to go all out. Working on a video in the next month or so, kind of showing all the major maps that I've made, and then a longer history of my time in the space. Some influence and a lot of cool people that I've met through the process. It's been a fun journey, for sure. Appreciate everyone watching this too. Hopefully learning something or just enjoying hanging out. Alright, so we're going to add some rocks in there eventually, but for now I'm just trying to get this as close to what a rock wall would look like. As natural as possible. Instances like this, just kind of smooth it out. The problem is that corner just has a tendency to do that. Do things like that. You kind of sometimes have to go into the micro level and fix it all up. I think one of my favorite things to do is map and listen to music like this. I'm using free tunes from YouTube, so just kind of found some of my favorite lo-fi-ish type beats, I guess, to give you guys something to listen to myself. But if it were up to me, I'd probably be listening to some, like, I don't know, I listen to a lot of different stuff. He was really big into the Chemical Brothers stuff during Sandswept, so let me see what Wendy just said. I didn't see anything. Really? That's funny. Yeah, the music seems to give me some energy. I don't know, like gets me in the zone. Um, Especially like breakdowns like this. Oh man. So most of that won't draw. You just have to be really careful. So I don't mess around. Great. Also, wish the generic number here went to powers of 2. I don't know why it goes to 5. Not that it matters. I think that engine on the displacement front's really looking for any kind of powers or anything. I could be wrong about that, but right, yeah. Usually go to 1 when it's micro detailing. Messing this all up. Ugh. Close enough for now. Makes sense, Wednesday. Wendy, sorry. On that. So, what do you think? Do you think hippos would fit this map, or still? Too big now. Okay. Yeah, I feel like the gators are like overused at this point in time. It's like, yeah, I'd almost rather have people die in the water versus, you know, have these gators. So, good feedback. Still might be too wide. Let's see. Sounds good. Don't want to recreate this, so I'm just going to copy it over. Pull all this over. Just go to this mode, come back and test the lighting later. That gator freaked me out a little. It's like, what? I should make a short out of that in the future. I don't know if anyone else watching was freaked out by that gator. Hippos could even be over here, you know, ideally, too. Or gators here, you know, and hippos in the other. Could even be a hippo, like, standing up over here, you know, like, shaking water off, or, I don't know. There's a lot of options. crazy here, you guys. Don't tell anyone. Just our little secret. Gotta... In my head I was in Photoshop there for a second. Get on the back of that. No answers on Team Fortress 2 maps. Sounds like that stinks. Definitely sounds like you put a lot of work into it. I think I'm gonna close these up a little bit more. Let's go. Oh, I just realized what I did. Okay. Yeah, true. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can double layer these waterfalls. I'm a little afraid. I think all this should probably get recreated into some kind of custom thing, but for the time being, just going to do this. Yeah, the big man, I will say, there's a lot of, what do you call it? Hammer's very picky engine. It's very easy to, to mess something up in it. So there's a lot of rules that I stick with, like staying on grid. And it's just easy to, like, for example, if I had put an overlay on this displacement, it'll mess the engine up. And if you don't know that, it'll cause you problems down the road. So yeah, it's just a very, very touchy, picky engine. Frustrating sometimes. Changes a little bit so it doesn't look so much like the other side, since it was copied over. Reuse the work, of course, but make sure it looks different. There's going to be one other trick that I do too here in a second. I forgot what it is. I don't think you can have a no draw on a displacement that has been created either. That'll cause problems. Alright, so this is going to go now. This was just a placeholder, and this is also a placeholder. I don't think I need as drastic of a wall here, probably, as I initially thought. Alright, so the other trick I'm going to do is actually down. I need to get rid of this face here. This face. Just destroy those. And also, should have done this before I moved it, but Okay. Interesting. Alright, so what I want to do now is I created myself a little prop library, which is what I usually do for most maps, a little bit ago to let myself know what I can and can't use. Actually, I'm going to pull these out of here. No palm trees whatsoever am I using in this map. I don't want it to resemble anything like Mercenary Park or other palm tree. This is not near the beach. You know, this is deep woods, deep forest. So all these tropical colors really seem to work well, although I want to sparingly kind of use these few and really stick to a lot of the greens and things like that. So I also have a set of approved trees, vines, things like that. So I will say the one thing I've noticed is I think I'm going to grab a couple of these here for this. And that's probably okay for now. I'll come back. Some of the trees move, some of them don't, so I'm not sure how well players are going to notice that in the long run. Yeah, I know. This one right here is probably... Ignore these roofs. If I've shown you anything, like these are just placeholders. So my whole point to getting this to this stage is just really concepting out that the layout works. So a lot of these might actually change. You know, like they may not be as flat as they are now, and I actually want to avoid this feeling like an early gorge or an early Mercenary Park. What did I call it? Missionary Park at one point. Feel that it has. So this may end up becoming something like this, kind of a metal building, but I wanted to break up the fact that these two are different buildings, so I'm going to make this into kind of this small thing with a rock wall. Trying to break up the player plane here so that viewability is not a big problem, especially when you're over here as a player. There's a lot that's going to be drawn technically here, especially if these gators are animated. They shouldn't draw past like here. You'll see they really only show up when you get close to the water, so not too worried about the gator, but I'm gonna need some custom waterfalls. So so I made let me see if I can find the picture of it, but I made 5 major maps. I probably have made 15 total that are kind of big maps, but real quick, here's my kind of portfolio of maps for anyone unaware. So Moonshine is in the game, Spooky Ridge is in the game. I'm the layout designer for this as well, and almost full designer with this. Worked with Crash, UEAK Crash on this. Extinction, Snow Swept and Sand Swept, which are same map but winterized and summarized, and then a payload race map called Gauntlet. Also went by the name of Secret Project. Not officially released on the workshop and then Emergent, but I'm going to be making a video about all these maps here soon, which is the title for that there that I just showed. Extinction is probably the one that I'm the most proud of and want to see most in the game, or seems to have the most positive feedback. turn this water off again. I need to get a dirt, some kind of floor for this. I'm neglecting to do that. Just a solid dirt. That's a Half-Life 2 texture. I'm just gonna use this for now. I'll come back to that. I gotta make that into a displacement, and I gotta make the bottom of that much deeper than it is now. But probably be one of those things I end up forgetting about later later on. So let me grab some more foliage. Trying to cover up some of this ugly wall right now. And this is not going to draw all the way out here, so I need to make sure this draws out here. Let's see, 28,100. I don't know. I'm gonna need a lot of help in that. I've gone through 5 now, Wendy, and all of them are ugly. Let me draw this. I think this is the closest I've gotten. Even this is just ugly. I haven't had a lot of time to search for this, but you know, I don't know. Like I need to find a good YouTube picture better than what I sent you in the past for that. Yeah, for sure. No, for definitely custom. So like that. There's a lot of waterfall here. I think that's come out pretty good. There's something wrong with it right now. Let's see. I think these might just be too thick still. Yeah. Try this one more time. 2, 4. Yeah. Sticking out too much too is the other problem. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make sure that these, whatever texture goes on these is perfect. Though it's gonna be a challenge. 100% of a challenge. If you have any ideas, I'm definitely open to it, because I'm gonna have to, I don't know. I don't know if I can pull that one off myself. that, and I've fallen in love with the dev texture on it so much, for whatever reason, that, not that I want the dev texture, but I think it's the tone of it, probably, for some reason, that, that I seem to like. But I think that's going to feel a lot better. Let's test it out. Hey, what happened there? Oh, great, okay. So if you're new to mapping, I just hit Control T. I'm trying to call out a little bit better in these videos what I'm pushing. Control T turns it into a font detail, which these might still be too wide, but it's just too high. Or still does not feel thin enough. I think one thing I need to do. Okay, let me just delete this out again. Probably need to focus less on the arch right now because these are going to be something else. Displacements, some kind of custom prop, whatever takes the least amount of time, and polygons. I just hit shift to drag that if anyone's ever curious. To hit shift, you can drag and copy a bunch of stuff. And then Control Z is my best friend. So I make a lot of mistakes. I don't know if this is the rock I want, actually. So get here. Nope. There's a couple. I haven't played any of the. I feel bad for saying this, but I haven't played a lot of the oh gosh, Tropic Thunder maps. Can anyone keep me honest that this is not like any of those maps? Just, I've had people do that in the past. For like, hey, you're remaking such and such map. Crash has had to give me a heads up a couple times. It's like, nope, that's been done. But yeah, please give me a heads up if the stuff I'm creating has already been done in some form. Oh, the Tropic Thunder movie. Oh my god. Yeah. What is it? What's the summer update maps that came out? Oh, the South American maps. I think Patagonia is one of them that I might have played. I helped test Embargo and actually helped name it. Funny enough. But the ones outside of that, I knew there was a few like a few maps that, yeah, the past summer. I have to find that now. What is that? Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts now. I'm trying to remember the name of that. I'm slightly worried about that, so let me fix this up. going to try to extend this scene out a little bit because it's feeling a little short. I did that over here, so just select that. If I remember correctly, water cost a lot of processing as well. I think it's because of the movement or something. Constant movement. So that may be another factor that just like a lot of trees drawing, a lot of water, things like that. So I've never done this type of transition before. This is brand new for me. I'm not even sure it's going to hold up. The goal here is not really for me to tie them together so much, because I don't think anyone's really going to see that. And I'm going to kind of obfuscate the view too with rocks. So if you notice, I always go back and look at player's view when I come around the corner. So everything is a frame of art. And again, we're looking at focal points. If you're thinking about thirds, cutting our plane into 9 equal squares. And if you went around the center of that, I wish I could draw this out on here now. Wish there's a whiteboard, but then I'm leading players up, if you can tell, so they're going to want to go like this. First, hopefully the sign also tells people to stop going that way. This is getting blocked now. This feels very aggressive. It's a little better. I'm gonna pull this big tree over here. gonna take multiple sessions to really perfect this. Because I'll many times come back and go, oof, I did not like what I just did there. And I'm just guessing, but there's going to be a whole session on... appreciate you hanging out, big man. Thanks for watching this way, all the way through. I think I just went ADD on myself. The right rock. Yeah. I'm not so sure about this. I'm just kind of testing. Yeah, I usually feel like my streams run about an hour and a half. I think it's just like the body's natural like flow state or something. It's where I will get a little antsy at about an hour and 45 minutes into these things. We're like, okay, I gotta go, like stretch my legs a little bit or something. But I could map for like used to be able to map for Extinction. I used to work on 16 hours a day. It was a full-time job making that map. This is so much easier than that. Might be an age thing too for me. I kind of want to create this illusion that like maybe the water bends back here, you know, behind this area. That's my hope. Oh, does it really? I might have to save some cost there then and put all that in the skybox eventually. The good news is whatever I create here can be repurposed right into the skybox real easily. And I've decided on this map to do the skybox almost last, which might end up coming back to hurt me, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm most likely gonna have to do that to save some. Although a lot of people argue that whatever you put in your skybox draws everywhere, so you gotta be really careful with what's in your skybox. And there's some tricks you can do that are kind of beyond my skill level. that I've heard you can do in the Skybox, but okay, so looking good. Let's rock up here. Not sure that's the rock though. This might be a cliff. Cliff rock. Interesting. Hey, Super Sonic Bros. Thanks for joining. Hope your Monday night's going well. Appreciate anyone hanging out tonight. Alright, this is really starting to come to life now. The way I hoped. Pretty happy with that. It probably should have some of these in it. Those can cost extra as well. Might be able to get rid of that now. Yeah, if you're just joining this live stream, currently working on VIP Emergent. Map has been in alpha up until this point, finally moved into beta, and detailed point A in the last session. I've done some work since then, and currently working on kind of this back area. These are going to change. These are ugly right now. Just have been testing out some textures on that. Trying to build up the area leading up to the point. So doing this work over here. Oh my gosh, just realized I pulled that up from over there. Did it again. It's fine. It's gotta be pulled over. So what I'm trying to do, this tree's like a little out by itself, and from a focal point perspective, I'm trying to make all this into kind of one piece of art. This tree's actually too big. So the thing I'm realizing. Oh, come on. What's this? Island trees. Browse. I'm just gonna go for regular size. Something like this might be needed too. this. Alright, I gotta fix that. Oh. So there's something you can do that... what do you do? Oh, there it is. There it is. So I'm going to come back to this area later. As I've been focusing on blues approach POV, and then I'll have to take another approach and look at stuff like this nasty wall that I really haven't taken into account yet. Of how does Red's view look, you know, coming around some of these areas. Same thing over here. Although a lot of this view is going to be blocked, that's still going to be very relevant. Something like this, so. So, might be a little weird. Just have to watch for that. Players jumping over and kind of hitting that wall, but they should know better. These are going to get replaced. Something a little bit better. Waterfall needs to get replaced. Same thing over here. Today, so I'm hitting a good stopping point. Really appreciate everyone jumping in today, watching this. Hopefully you've learned something. I'll have to fix all this for my craziness in these sessions, but appreciate everyone's support and watching along. If you're looking to support me as an artist in any way, shape, or form, really watching these really helpful. Just makes me feel good. Comment if you have any questions. I'm happy to answer those later on. And then I have a couple maps in the game, so if you buy stamps for maps like Shoot Moonshine, you help me out as well as past team members. So. Not that I'm asking for it, but if you're just looking for a way. But appreciate everyone. Good luck to your mapping projects and everything. I'm gonna leave you guys with that. So appreciate everyone. Have a good night.